Hi there, Port Orange Tigers and others. This is Miss Williams, and I am hoping that you enjoyed the video about Rembrandt and you got a chance to look at some of his ever-changing, very famous self-portraits. So today I'm just going to show you a basic cartoon version of a self-portrait, because these are just going to kind of be fun to do. It's step by step, but you can also follow the steps below in the assignment. The first thing we're going to do is draw a U shape. You don't want to draw it too close to the top of your paper or too close to the bottom of your paper, so you can add your neck and your hair. So we're going to start here with just a big letter U. Don't be concerned if it's too skinny or too wide. You can practice this a lot until you get a self-portrait that looks like you. I encourage you to use a picture of yourself or a mirror while you're doing the lesson. After we do the U, we're going to go ahead and start adding our eyes somewhere near the top of the U. The human head is about 5 eyes wide. So if you kind of picture an eye in the middle and you go out this way, it's about 5 eyes wide. So to make some cartoon eyes, I just draw a slight curve like this and like this to be the top of the eye. Then I put the iris of the eye. We call this the iris. This is the colored part. Later, when you decide how you want to decorate your self-portrait, you can add the pupil and some little light underneath there. I could show you a couple ways to make your eyes realistic after we finish the video, but this is just a general cartoon way to make your eyes. Next, you want to draw your eyebrows. People look really strange without some eyebrows, and mine, they kind of go up like this and then down. So try to use your mirror and draw some eyebrows that look a bit like yourself. You can choose to add eyelashes here. You don't want to do big spider eyelashes coming up here. It looks a little more natural to put them on the outside of the eyes. So since the eyes are generally in the middle of the head, you want to go about halfway down to the middle of your U to add your nose. There's lots of different ways to add a nose. I really don't like when people do the circle piggy nose. That doesn't look so great. So my favorite type of nose is to do just a slight little tiny baby U like this. And then I'll curve out and curve out. And my nose is a bit wider, so you want to look in your mirror and kind of judge how wide your nose is. You can add a little mark here to show the top of it. When we're doing self-portraits, you don't want to add any of these scarecrow noses either. We're trying to get them a little bit realistic. Then halfway between the nose and the chin, we're going to do our mouth. Hopefully we can do some happy portraits. So one way to do this is just to kind of start with a smile. You can end it at that. If you want to add some lips, you can do that little U and a smile. If you want to look super happy, you can add the bottom and a cheek. And remember, these are kind of cartoonish versions of ourself. So the next step would be to add our ears. If you feel up at your head, the top of your ear generally starts around your eyebrow or eye, and ears are really long. They go all the way down to about your nose or your mouth. I have pretty long ears, and you don't want them to stick out too far, so we don't want to look like a monkey. So basically it is like a backwards C shape here and then a C shape here. Don't be upset if one is sticking out further than the other. We can fix this when we add our hair and our details. Sometimes I like to add a kind of a little shadow in here that looks like the folds of our ears. And then the last thing with our general face here is to add our neck. I don't like any floating heads here. So when you do your neck, you don't want a skinny turkey neck, and then you don't want your neck to be out wide like a linebacker. So what I like to do is kind of do a soft line right about here. You want a strong neck that's able to hold up your very heavy heads with your big brains. So you can do the neck and then kind of curve off for your shoulders. And so this is the basic step for maybe drawing a face. Next, we would want to add some details. I love to wear earrings, so I'm going to draw some little earrings hanging down here. Kind of hanging down. You can be creative if you want. And then you can draw perhaps maybe a little necklace that you have here. And then, of course, some type of clothing. I'm just going to make a little scalloped looking shirt here with a dress. So here we have the basic face and shoulders, and the most important thing that is missing is our hair. One thing I like to do is to teach students to draw their hairline first before they draw the rest of their head. Then it makes you look like you have hair that goes all the way up and you're not bald. I like to start my hairline right about the middle of the ear. If you reach up and feel the side of your face, you have hair starting right about here in the middle of your ear. And my hair has a part to it, so this always looks a little funny. It's going to kind of go up here to a point and then come back down. So this is kind of looks very strange until you add the rest of your hair. Today I'm going to do my hair pretty long, so I'm going to go up a little further and then just draw. I have pretty long hair, especially with no haircuts lately. So I've got hair hanging down back behind my head, and if you did it lopsided, you can add some more. You can add a bow or a barrette, something here to make it look a little more personalized like you. So this is basically the first few steps of drawing your self-portrait. The fun part is learning how to make this unique by adding color and interesting things to your face. I do want to point out, if you look, your eyes should be in the middle of your head. Your nose should be in the middle of your head from your eyes to your chin. And then your mouth should be about halfway between your nose and your chin. This helps us to have a proportioned face. Some ideas that you can do if you're just working with a pencil, you can fill your self-portrait with words. I added a bunch of words here that kind of describe me and who I am. I'm an artist and a sister and a daughter and a mom and a wife and a teacher, and believe it or not, I'm still a student. You can maybe go out in the garden and maybe draw yourself with green, and then I use some leaves and plants around my yard to do some crayon rubbings to create some interesting textures. So this is like green me, and here I just made myself kind of look crazy with plaid hair, using yellow, purple, and pink to just make this a little more interesting. And then if you look in the steps below, I did make a self-portrait out of plants and leaves. If you don't even have a pencil, you can go outside and create a portrait of yourself just using things you find around the house or in the yard. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson on self-portraits, and I can't wait to see how creative you can be.